Manifestation is what happens when your resistance moves out of the way. It's not, and a lot of people who have watched or read the movie or read the book The Secret or watched the movie or the documentary or who have studied law of attraction, we live in a society where we're taught a lot of very similar values, and because we're immersed in the same kind of societal conditioning, many of us are exposed to the same kind of advertising and the same kind of television shows and movies and things like that. And because of that, if I were to ask 10 people to think about what they want to manifest, most of them will come up with the same things, which are more money or a bigger house or a nicer car or something like that, or the perfect relationship. The problem with those ideas is that those ideas may or may not be yours. They may be something that you grew up believing was something that you wanted, not necessarily what you're here uniquely to do. And everybody's here as a unique expression of consciousness. And as unique as your physical body looks from the next person, your vibrational, multidimensional self is as unique as well. So if you're here as a unique projection of consciousness, then you must be here to do something different from everybody else and to manifest things different from everybody else. So if you think you want the same things that everybody else says they want, then part of the problem is that you're trying to manifest things that are not appropriate for you. What happens is when you do things like the energy transfer or any process that's going, even meditation, it takes a little bit longer, but meditation also helps to remove resistance. Resistance is the density that you're carrying, some of which you released today. That resistance stands in your way of your higher knowing. And when that resistance is less and less, then you start knowing what it is you're here to do. And at that point, you start wanting to manifest what you were always meant to manifest in the first place. So if you were to have asked me 20 years ago what I wanted to manifest, I would have said very similar things to what most people were saying because I was raised in a very mainstream world. But now, my idea of what I want to create in my life is very different. And I don't really even think about it as manifestation or as law of attraction anymore. It's simply you stepping out of your own way. And when you do that, you start, instead of thinking about manifesting something that you don't currently have, you start thinking about the things that you have become the things that you want to manifest. So you start simply living the life that was a life that you came here to live. And in so doing, you'll find that it's very fulfilling and it makes you happy. And you will have all the things that you need in life to live that life. Not all of us are here to be multimillionaires or billionaires or to run large companies or have those things. Some of us are here to be spiritual teachers or to do other things. And when you remove the resistance from the path, you naturally have the opportunities to move in the direction of where you were meant to go. And in doing that, you'll find that you're very happy in what you're doing, and what is meant for you will naturally flow into your life without having to struggle so much for its creation. There are many people in the world who are doing what they came here to do, but they don't have the resistance, and they may not have much money or the kinds of things that mainstream society says you should want, but they nonetheless are living very full, happy lives, doing what they came here to do without much in the way of material possessions or the material things that people typically want to manifest. So what I want to clear up is if you're trying to visualize into being a life that you want, there's nothing wrong with that. But quite often you may be trying to visualize into being a life that is not meant for you. And when you're trying to do that, that life, it may not happen very easily, or it may happen with many difficulties that come along with it, because you're trying to force into being something that is not what your higher knowing, your higher consciousness, your multidimensional self came into this life to create. So at this point in my life, I'm doing things that are very unconventional compared to my earlier life thinking, but it feels like what I'm meant to do. And if I chose not to do this, then my potential in this life would not be expressed. So in a similar way, all of you are here for something very unique and very special, and the true manifestation of that will come as the resistance is moved out of the way, and you find that it naturally flows. Doesn't mean life is not without lessons or challenges. Certainly you'll have those, but even within those challenges, the energy of the direction you need to go will flow. So thank you again for joining me, and I appreciate you spending this time with me on the very first webcast. Invite your friends or anybody, support our organization, even if it's just by showing up at calls like this, or if you'd like to attend our expo or schedule private sessions with me. It all helps to benefit the many things that we're doing in the world. And so thank you again, and I'll see you next month.